Well, hello guys, welcome back for another video. Today will be a bookish video. I just wanted to do a quick recap on our recent book club pick of the month. We read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And as you know, this is a soon-to-be major motion picture starring Ryan Gosling, guys. Sorry. An epic story of redemption, discovery, and cool speculate sci-fi by US Today. That's the blurb. So it is a sci-fi novel, guys. We're going to go ahead and read the synopsis right quick. A lone astronaut, an impossible mission, an ally he never imagined. Ryland Grace is a sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. Except that right now he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he has been asleep for a very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but two corpses for company. His crewmates dead, his memories fuzzily returning. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurling through space on this tiny ship, he must puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down and the nearest human being light years away, he got to do it all alone. Or does he? Project Hail Mary is a tale of discovery, speculation, and survival to rival the Martian, while taking us to places it never dreamed of going. So some of the blurbs on the back: Propulsive by Entertainment Weekly, a crowd pleaser on the grandest scale by the Boston Globe, an engaging space odyssey, the New York Times Book Review, Dazzling by Vulture, funny, well-plotted, and full of surprises, The Guardian, a joy to read, Locust, the Daily Page Turner by Daily Mail. Name one of the year's best books by Parade, Newsweek, Polygon, New York Public Library, Bill Gates, Gatesnote.com, Self-Awareness, Kirkus Reviews, and Library Journal. So, Project Hail Mary. This was our main pick for the month of March. I had to think, guys. So this is our main pick for the month of March. We for our bonus book, we ended up doing a fantasy. I can't think of the name of the book right now, but I will have a picture of it, guys, in my thumbnail. I think we took a picture with the book. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, the bonus was a fantasy novel. I didn't get a chance to read the fantasy novel. Stacy had gave me the copy, but I'm not going to hold y'all. I was struggling with this book. So I knew for certain that I probably wasn't going to get around to the bonus because, like, this book, let's see. This book was 476 pages, so it was a thick one. And our fantasy, the bonus book, was also a thick one. And mind you, like, I had just finished reading The Favorites, guys, and I did a palate cleanser. I read The Weight of Blood. And so, because after reading The Favorites, I was like, I knew, like, I couldn't just finish The Favorites and dive right into this one. Like, I feel like, because if I would have did that, it would have put me in a major slump. So that's exactly why I just needed a palate cleanser before I started this one. This book, it took me about roughly 4 or 5 days to complete it. I know some of my book club buddies, because our meeting was today. Some of our book club buddies, they were saying, well, we had 2 DNFs. Well, I think 2 so far. Two DNFs out of the group. And I think one of my book club buddies said it took her about 2 weeks to complete it. So everybody really had, like, various opinions about the book. Overall, guys, it was a struggle for me to read, and I think it's because, like, in this book, Andy Weir, and don't get me wrong, the book is very well written. You can tell because they say, like, when he wrote this book, he actually had scientists, like, when he did, like, the whole research process, he actually got with some scientists, like, people in this field. So, and you can tell because, like, the terminology and things that take place in the book, I just feel like some parts of the book kind of went over my head just because I'm not familiar with space like that. You know, I'm not a scientist, obviously. So there were like different things going on in the book that just kind of, I couldn't understand it the way I wanted it to. And I felt like that's probably the reason why I didn't enjoy the book the way I wanted to enjoy it. So overall, I gave this book, y'all, a 2.5. And it's crazy because, like, I just read the blurbs in the back. This is named one of the best books of the year, you know, by different people. But I guess if you are a person that is into sci-fi, because they said The Martian, which I think is his first book, Indy, they said, like, I've heard great reviews about that book, but after reading this one and it really not hitting home for me, I seriously doubt that I would read The Martian. Nothing against the author, but I really do feel like I wouldn't read another book by him, especially if it's sci-fi, because I feel like The Martian, just like this one, I feel like the book would really go over my head. And okay, so Ryland, I don't want to give too much away because I read the synopsis, and another thing I really didn't care for about the book, but I guess it just really depends. Like the ending kind of made me feel some type of way. Like the ending wasn't what I expected. I just expected a different ending. And but as to where, like, some of my book buddies, they liked the ending. They say they feel like the ending, you know, pulled the story together. And because of what happened on Earth, they felt like the main character, which is Ryland, they felt like he was very content with the ending of the book, because I don't want to spoil it for the people that do, you know, read it. But I wasn't crazy about the ending. I think that was another thing. I was like, yeah, the ending was kind of messed up to me. And especially like the main character, he really went through some things unwillingly. And yeah, like eventually, like he kind of accepted what was happening, like, you know, in the story. But like in the beginning, y'all, like he had a case of amnesia. He didn't know who he was. He didn't know his name. He didn't, like, all he knew was that he wasn't on Earth. All he knew was like, wherever I'm at, I know this is not Earth. So yeah, like, and I know the movie is coming out. Honestly, I am a fan of Ryan Gosling. You know, nothing against him. Like, he's a great actor, but I really don't have the urge to see the movie. I'm not going to even lie. I don't really have the urge to see the movie because I didn't really care for the book. So it's like, even though I'm pretty sure the movie would probably be more understandable and it'll probably be like less terminology, but at the same time, it's like, I guess I'm just not interested in watching the movie because I didn't really care for the book, guys. So yeah, and like I said, as far as like my book buddies, it was mixed reviews. Like I say, 2 DNFs. Like 2 of my buddies didn't even finish the book. One person in one of my book buddies. Hold on, guys. My cat. One of the book buddies, because she likes to. Okay, one of my book buddies says she got maybe to like 112. Oh, see, I knew she was gonna do that. I knew she was gonna do that. That's why I was like trying to back out. But anyway, so yeah, one of my book buddies said she had got to like 112, page 112. Mind you, y'all, the book is like 400 something pages. Yeah, 476 pages. So she didn't even get halfway through the book before she decided to DNF it. So, but then you had a few people in my book club that gave it like a very, you know, higher rating compared to me. Because like I say, it was a 2.5 for me. But some of my book buddies, they gave it like a solid 4. And I was like, oh, y'all being very generous, because it may be, I say that, but at the same time, some people feel like my rating on The Favorites, the last book I had read, I had gave that book like a 3.5. And Stacey was like, you was very generous. She's like, because that's very high for that book. So, but I will say, because mind you, I struggle with both those books, guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was like just the length of the book or the storyline itself, but I struggle. Those are like 2 books I've read within like the last month. I have struggled to get through. I don't know, I don't know what to think about that. But yeah. So so I gave The Favorites a 3.5, and I gave this one a 2.5. And but what I did like about the story, Project Hail Mary, he did have humor the main character, Rylan, had a very he had a sense of humor. And with this book, I did do immersive reading, so you were able to, like listen to, like you were able to like hear the humorous parts of the book. So I did like that part, and I did like the fact that Andy, you can tell, like, even though it wasn't my cup of tea, you can definitely tell that he really researched this topic. It wasn't a book that you can tell, like, it wasn't a book that was thrown together, like it was very well written. Like, we had gave, like, as far as like originality, we had gave it a 5 out of 5, because the storyline was definitely different. It's definitely something I never read before. But at the same time, I just, like, when it came down to like the space terminology and things, just like kilometer and different things going on with the sun and just y'all, I was just so lost. I was like, okay, what's going on? And I understand, like, the people that gave like high reviews on this book is probably scientists or people that are into that sci-fi world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so of course, like, if you're into stuff like that, you definitely will love this book. You definitely will love it. But because I am not really familiar with sci-fi, I don't really read a lot of books. But don't get me wrong, I would be open to reading another sci-fi novel. I'm just saying that this one, it just didn't do it for me, guys. It just didn't. And, but will I recommend it? If you are a sci-fi, person, and you like stories such as that deals with like space and astronauts, and like, like if you like stuff like Star Wars, stuff like that, you probably would love the story. You probably would love it. Like aliens, and like if you're into like stuff like that, you would definitely love this story. But if you're not into it, this book will probably be a struggle to read. I'm not going to even hold y'all. It'll probably be a struggle to read. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to come in, do a short review on this one. So as far as Project Hail Mary, it's a 2.5 for me. All right, guys, I will see y'all in the next bookish video. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have read this book and you loved it, or if you didn't love it, please feel free to share your input in the comments, guys, because I definitely want to, hear your thoughts on it as well. Okay, I will see y'all in the next video.